Okay, so we are looking at 3.6, which is using systems of equations to solve word problems. So I know word problems seem really scary and is something that sometimes we look at and don't want to do, but we can simplify them pretty easy. So when you're working out the word problems, read it first. Make sure you read everything about it. Then kind of look at what are we looking for and what variables are you going to use to represent them. A lot of times I use x and y, but it doesn't have to be. And then you're going to write an equation with each. I would say each sentence you should have a different equation for each sentence. And how does that make the sentence make that into an equation? Write your equations and then you're going to solve your systems. So for example 1, we start pretty simple here. The difference of two numbers is y. Their sum is 17. So I'm going to choose my variables are x, difference of two numbers is 1. Their sum is 17. So I'm going to put my two variables as x and y. So their difference, that subtraction, is 1. So x minus y equals 1. That's the equation for this first sentence. My second sentence then is their sum is 17. So their sum, x plus y, equals 17. That's this sentence in as an equation. Once you have that, you can use any method. Since I already have opposite y's, let's go ahead and solve that. So these are opposites, so I'm just adding together. So 2x equals 18, divide by 2, x equals 9. Plug that back in for x and find y. So I know 9 plus y, and you maybe could even just figure it out. Their sum is 17, subtract 9, y equals 8. So my point, ordered pair is 9, 8 for that. So I would pause the video here, try this one, and then I'm going to write the answer here in a minute or in a second. So if you want to pause the video, work out example 2 so you have practice on it, and then I will write the answer. So the answer for this one is 14, 8. So let's look at a little bit more. A lot of other ones are talking about cost of things. So think about how I would total something up and how that would work. And I know some of these are kind of crazy, but let's look at this one here. We have Kristen and Jimmy are selling fruit for a school fundraiser. Customers can buy small boxes of oranges and large boxes of oranges. So Kristen sold 13 small boxes of oranges and 12 large boxes of oranges for a total of $448 raised. And Jimmy sold 1 small box of oranges and 4 large boxes of oranges for a total of $96. Find the cost of each box of oranges. So again, I want to figure out what I want to do for variables. I wouldn't want to use O because they're both oranges. So I'm going to use S is for my small and L is for large. And again, if you really like X and Y, just figure out which one you're going to say is X and whichever you say Y. So first sentence that has like data and numbers is this one. So 13 small boxes of oranges. So if you think of it totaling up the price, 13 times whatever the price, that's what we're looking for. That's what S is. And plus 12 times whatever the price of large, which is what we're looking for, gives us 448. So 13S plus 12L equals 448. And then our second line that we see there, change the color here, is Jimmy sold 1 box of oranges and 4 large boxes of oranges for a total of $96. So Jimmy kind of did not do as well as Kristen, but that's okay, Jimmy. So 1 small boxes of oranges. So again, we don't know the price, but we know when he totaled up the amount he sold was $96. So 1S or just S plus 4L equals 96. So again, I have my 2 equations, and then I can solve those any way I want. Let's multiply let's use elimination. Let's change our L's so they are opposites, just because this is just multiplying by 3, -3, and that's a little bit easier to do there. So I would multiply this whole thing by -3. So I get 13S plus 12L equals 448, and -3S minus 12L equals 288, a -288. So 10S equals 160, and divide by 10. So the price for the small is $16. And the price for the large, then, let's go ahead and plug that in here into Jimmy's because he has the least amount. So 16 for S plus 4L equals 96. Subtract 16, 4L equals 80, divide by 4, and L equals 20. So I want to clearly label things. $16 for a small box and $20 for a large box. All right. Again, I know some of this is not super easy for some of our brains to get wrapped around, so that just kind of takes practice to learn. Try to take each sentence one by one. So the senior class at high school A and high school B planned separate trips to the water park. The senior class at high school A rented and filled 7 vans and 14 buses with 672 students. High school B rented and filled 12 vans, 11 buses for 630 students. Each van and each bus carried the same number of students. So the number of students, find the number of students in each van and in each bus. So we have 2 types of things that we're looking for. We need to know how many students in each van. So I'm going to do V for van and B for bus. So high school A here had 6 vans and 14 buses, and we're assuming they filled them all the way up. So 6V plus 14B was a total of 672 students. High school B rented 12 vans and 11 buses, so 12V plus 11B equals 630. And then once you have your 2 equations, hopefully the solving kind of is something we remember. I know some of these are bigger numbers, but you should be able to do this. So we want to make the opposite of 12V. So I'm going to multiply this by -2 so that I get a -12V. So -12V minus 28B equals a -1,344. Now these are opposites, so they cancel out. We get -17B equals negative 714, and divide by 17. And again, I know on test, negative 17. That what I think is going to take a long time or not. So don't worry about that as far as I'm going to have numbers that maybe are a little bit easier to divide out. But if we equal that, B equals 42 when you divide that in. And then I can plug that in to one of the equations. I'm going to do this 12v1. So 12v plus 11 times 42 equals 630. So 12v plus 462 equals 630. Subtract 462. 12v equals 168, and then divide by 12. V equals 14. So 42 in each bus, per bus, and 14 per van. All right. Go ahead and try 5 and 6. I'm going to write the answer here. Hostas, it's $3 each. And if you don't know, and then Ivy is $2 each. If you have questions or if you want me to work those out, let me know and I will do that. And then for example 6, you're going to find that senior citizens was $15 each, and students' prices is $4 each. Okay. All right, let me know if you have questions. Maybe.